YouTube? It's your girl Sheila J, and I am back with another video. Today's video is a little bit different because I am killing two birds with one stone, and I am doing a comment. I'm doing my questions, comments, and concerns based on this book for my holistic healing class for school. Shout out to my teacher. I love the class. It is an amazing class. So if you ever have the opportunity to go to Lesley University, please make sure you take upon yourself to take this holistic healing approach class. I absolutely love it. It is my top favorite class. It really helps me to really figure out where I'm going and help me learn more about myself than I didn't know before. So it's really interesting, and I'm actually happy that my teacher is actually giving me the opportunity to show you guys what I'm reading and at the same time complete my assignment for her at the same time. So it's like I'm holding myself accountable because you as my subscribers are holding me accountable to make sure I get the work done, but I also get to share my viewpoints and how I feel on the reading material that I am reading, and to get to also apply it and all that good stuff. So without further ado, the book that she has us reading is The 4 Levels of Healing. And as you guys know from my previous video, my unboxing, Amazon unboxing, I unboxed a lot of, stuff. But this is one of the books. So it is a guide to balancing the spiritual, mental, emotional, and physical aspects of life. And it is by Shakti Guan. I don't think I'm pronouncing her name right. But my thoughts on this book, I'm actually really in love with this book. I'm going to reread this book again, probably as many times as I possibly can read this book. I think this is pretty much a perfect way. It was written in such a beautiful way, and I enjoyed reading every minute of it. I connected with some of it. It made me realize what I need to work on and what I need to continue to work on. It also made me really think about what's what in terms of the manifesting community, and how everyone has their own journey, and how sometimes we get so consumed with the information and we take everything so literal that sometimes it's okay to take a step back and be like, is this right for me? Is this okay? Is this too much? We are all on our own spiritual journey. We're all on our own journey. And at the end of the day, we have to get to a place where it's okay to make questions. It's okay to work on yourself, and it is okay to ask for help sometimes. And one of the things that I wanted to touch on that I really felt connected to and really felt compelled to share this, it's because I think this would be helpful. So I'm just going to share this piece. It says many people, especially people involved in the new age, are confused about the process of healing and the mental level. They think they must always practice positive thinking, using this technique to block out their so-called negative thoughts. They are afraid their negative thoughts will hurt them. Perhaps they have been stuck in negative thoughts and feelings at one time in their lives. Now that they are feeling more positive, they don't want to acknowledge any negativity for fear of slipping back into a gloomy perspective. So they deny or repress all their negative thoughts and concentrate only on the positive ones. For some people, this works fairly well for a while, but eventually all those denied, repressed thoughts and feelings come to the surface one way or another. Thoughts are energy patterns, and they must go somewhere. They don't just disappear because you want them to. That's why many people who attempt to practice positive thinking are quite surprised to discover that their efforts to get rid of their negative thinking actually makes matters worse. Rather than diminishing their negative thoughts and feelings, they find themselves caught up in them even more. This is very predictable outcome of focus only on the positive. Remember that the first step in any healing process is always acknowledgement and acceptance of what is true right now. We don't heal anything by trying to block it out, get rid of it, or pretend it does not exist. We heal it by accepting that it is there, then becoming aware that there are other possible choices. So we need to acknowledge and accept our so-called negative thoughts as a part of who we are, while at the same time recognizing and developing our perspectives and ideas that give us more expansive possibilities. Again, this takes practice and should be viewed as a long-term commitment. When I read that part of the book, that's what inspired me to really want to do this video, because I was like, I feel exactly like that. When I started getting into manifesting, everybody was like, be delusional, affirm, persist in what you want. And I've gotten to a point where I was persisting so much in my positive thoughts that I forgot that there are still negative thoughts. And I think that we forget, or some of these quote unquote manifesting coaches, gurus or mindset coaches, they forget that at the end of the day, we are not robots, we are not machines. You need to heal. You need to do the work, internal work, for you to feel better and for you to do what you need to do. Because if you do not, eventually all those negative things that you were trying to hold down, but positive affirmations or whatever the case may be, eventually it's going to come to the surface. And that's exactly what I have been going through. All of my negative thoughts or whatever the case may be, while yes, I see my life has changed in some situations, I still have to do an internal healing process and go through that healing process. But a lot of us don't want to go through that because we want a quick fix. And I'm sorry to say that there is no quick fix. And if you think that manifesting or healing is a quick fix, or it's going to be 1, 2, 3, I'm sorry to say this, but it is not a 1, 2, 3 quick fix. Because just like anything in life, if it is worth having, you're going to do the work to do it. And if you want your internal peace, or that person that you desire, or that job that you desire, or that money that you desire, or whatever the case may be, you are going to put in the work to get what it is that you want. And if you do not want to put in the work, then that's a whole other story. And I think Caleb also says it in some of his videos, Caleb from Pluto's Gate, that he says that we have to acknowledge what is happening. Don't deny, because that's really stupid of you to deny. And that's what this book is saying, to not deny your reality, your current reality. You accept it for what it is, acknowledge it, and move on from it, heal from it. You can still remain positive. You can still remain positive, but just know that you should work very hard and diligent to accepting it and then releasing it. So some of the ways that I would do that is by saying, it is what it is, but I'm still going to get what I want. Somehow, some way, I'm still going to get what I want. Even though I feel like this, I'd still get what I want. And, those are just some examples of some of the things that I would say to combat, accepting the current reality for what it is, but still remaining positive at the same time. Another thing that I wanted to say that this book is I find really helpful is that it also includes meditations that I've done, but again, this is something that I'm still working towards. But I think that a lot of us in this physical existence, we forget that we are human. We forget that there's more to life than just what technology is and information and blah blah blah. And I think this book really does do a really good job at depicting what it is that our collectively as a whole we need to work on. And we are losing our essence, we are losing our souls. And those of us who know that there's more and are becoming more spiritually awakened, we know that we need a balance and we want to fulfill that balance. And I wish that, and especially now with what's going on with the world, I wish that more people would pick up books like this and read things like this, because it's so beneficial for your mind, your spirit, your body, your overall well-being, to like enrich your mind with things. Like, it's really like, I think that we forget that we just forget, because we're so consumed with what it is that the world wants us to do, when in reality it's not about what the world wants us to do, it's what you need to do for you. And this is for another video, but this book, I feel like this book also teaches you, has taught me about learning how to put balance in place, and learning how to put me first, and learning how to say no, and learning how to be like, no, this is what it is. Like, I need to put me first, because if I don't start putting me first, and I keep acknowledging other people and other people's needs and wants, I'm never going to accomplish the things that I need to accomplish for myself. So this book was definitely really, really helpful. I do think that I have to read this again. I do think I have to read this again, but in that process of me reading this again, I did feel like I've developed a sense of wanting to know, like, okay, if am I overthinker, how do I quiet my mind? If I'm an overthinker, how do I sit and meditate if I'm not used to meditating? What are the other ways that I can go about doing this stuff? Doing some of the things that it talks about. I do also want to make a mental note of one of the things that it does say. It says, take a few minutes to think about which of the 4 aspects you've developed and which ones might need more healing and expression in your life. I think, in my personal opinion, that I need to work on physical and emotional, definitely physical and emotional. And the reason why I say that is because I need to learn how to put boundaries in place, and I need to do some deep healing, and I need to learn how to also take care of my physical body. So those are the things that I feel like I need to work on. And I just think that this book really has changed and transformed my entire existence, in the way that I think about manifesting and my spiritual journey. It kind of brought me back into that place of accepting that this is a journey, and it's not about the law of assumption, it's not about the law of attraction, it's about the journey. And I'm thankful that I've read this book, and I am thankful for this class, because it is helping me to grow and evolve and become a better woman and the best version of myself. So with that said, thank you for allowing me to do this video, and thank you for watching. And that is all I have for today's video.